What's up, everyone? FireWilley here, back again with you with more Farming Simulator 2015. Yes, that is correct. We're just setting up the old harvester here to do another round on the old field. Nothing too interesting here, but it's what we're going to be doing in the video that may be a little more interesting to most of you. But this can all happen in the background. I'm just setting him up right here beforehand. There we go. Let's back him up there. Perfect, right there. There we go. All right. Oh, good. Okay. Hire worker. And we are off. I'll let him do his thing while I chit chat with y'all. Alright, we have $257,000, even though it has the euro symbol up there. That's alright. Or the, whatever they call it, pounds, or I don't know what they use for their Monet type. But to me it's dollars, and it's, even if I was to change it to the money symbol, it'd still say dollars, so we're good there. Alright, so today we are going to venture into the forestry business. First things first, I'm going to basically show you guys the basics of how to do this, alright? I mean, there is better equipment you can buy later on, like the big boys here, the Buffalo and the Scorpion King, which that thing is amazing. But we're going to stick with the littler stuff, and it's really cheap. It's actually pretty cheap. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to buy a simple chainsaw. Now, they're all about $1,000, but and that's fine. There's not really a difference between any of them, so we're just going to stick with the simple Husqvarna. I'm going to go ahead and buy that, and you know, you're wondering, hey, where is it that I go to pick this up? Is it like sitting on the ground at the shop or anything? Nope. All you got to do is hit the number 1, and there we go. Now, what you do with this, as you can see it's running, if you left-click your mouse. Keep in mind I am using the PC, so some of you guys may use the Xbox or the PlayStation later on when this game comes out for that. But right now, I'm on the PC, so I just left-click the mouse, and every time I do that or just hold it, it goes like that. If I right-click the mouse and I just move the mouse to the right, it does this. So I can just kind of maneuver it whichever way I want. The left side doesn't really work, so if you want to be on the other side of the tree, just go to the other side of the tree and do it like this. So. Alright, we're going to show you how to cut down a simple tree, and I'm going to do that over here, actually. Let me move closer. Right here. Alright. So I'm going to cut down one of these little trees over here on this side. If the windmill would be quiet, my gosh. Guess I need to get, you know, the young kiddo out there to do his chores and oil that up. Alright, so I'm hit number 1, here it comes. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come up to this tree, and you're like, dude, I can't do anything. You got to turn this thing sideways, and you'll see a line. Right there. When the line is blue, it's good. When you see it hit yellow, it's when it starts cutting. But we're not going to cut it right there. We're going to get as close to the ground as we can. So I'm going to go ahead and kneel on down here as close as I can. Get this as close as I can. Now, there are issues with some of these trees. They don't fall immediately sometimes. You have to keep cutting. Sometimes you'll have to cut through it like 3 or 4 times to get the thing to actually do what you want it to do. Alright, we'll do it like this. And then you hit it. See the wood chips going crazy there. And we'll see if it falls. I don't know if it will or not. Oh, it looks like it's going. Nope. It was attempting to. Alright, so we'll do this again from kind of a different angle. They're missing a lot of stuff as far as like that goes into the wood cutting, you know? As a person who studied forestry for a couple of years, I know my way around a chainsaw. You know? And you don't have to do all this. Trust me. Little things called like forester cuts and whatnot, little wedges. There we go. Now it's going. Perfect. You're doing your work. Get it done there now. Alright, so we have this giant tree. What are we going to do with it now? Well, it's pretty simple. We got to buck it up, basically, which means cut off all these here branches. The big branches you're going to cut off like this. I'll show you what to do with the little ones when we get to it. Keep in mind it will roll around a bit. And you want to get as close to the actual main tree as you possibly can here. So, I'm going to get on in. Just kind of move around until you see something like this. And right as low as you can go, but right there would be good. We'll see what it does here. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Alright. Now this is where it gets interesting with the cuts. Alright. So as you gotta kneel down, get it there. Carefully now. Just like that. And this tree is just gonna be like everywhere. I mean, you're gonna have to maneuver yourself around. So if you don't like to get dirty, this probably ain't the job for you. Gonna get your pants all scraped up and scratched up, and you know, if he's, you can't see my person, but he should be wearing proper protective equipment, a little PPE there for you, which means he should be wearing chaps that are used specifically for chainsawing on his legs and whatnot to protect your legs. He should be wearing eye protection, obviously. Should be wearing gloves, and he should be wearing a hard hat, as well as preferably boots. I'm stuck in a tree. There we go. Should be wearing boots. It doesn't really matter if it's steel toe or not. I prefer non-steel toe when I'm dealing with this. Last thing you want. I would rather have one toe gone than to have a tree fall on top of the steel toe and cut them all off. So, and I've seen this happen. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're just going to want to kind of just move your way around. Just kind of do this here. And it's going to take off all these big old branches. Now the reason I say just kind of hit the trigger a couple times is because it's just enough to kind of clear off the way. It's a whole graphic issue kind of thing. But you're going to do that because it's going to clear up the area for you, make it all nice. Now if you are playing in a multiplayer kind of mode, some other people may not see what you see. That's one of the main issues we've noticed with multiplayer. It's also extremely laggy. Otherwise you'd see like a lot of issues that we do right now. Let's just cut this off. Extremely laggy multiplayer. It's not good. Not so much for the person actually hosting it, but for everybody playing on the game itself. Let's do that right there. I hear the old Combine. How's he doing? Yeah, he's getting close. Let's see here. He's at 92%, so let's go ahead and get him ready. And that's what's great. You can just do it on the side, just side work kind of thing, you know. So we're just working over there. You can see the tree down and all that. Alright, so we'll pull up here. I'm not the kind of person who likes to go with it. Because you technically, when you're driving this, you don't know when it's going to be done filling, and I don't want to sit there forever. So I just hurry up, come over here, let it do its thing, let him empty, let the thing go, let the combine go on its way, let me go on my way, kind of thing. So, all right, he should be almost empty here. You can see it emptying right there. That's good. Lots of stuff coming up in this series. Lots of stuff. We got more farms. We're going to buy more fields, stuff like that. Lots of new things I'm going to show you. So stay tuned for that. It's always nice hearing from you guys. You guys there's one thing I can say for sure. My Farming Simulator fans are dedicated. I don't know why I do that. I have to run over here anyway. Yeah, definitely dedicated. So I appreciate the comments and keep them coming. Keep those likes coming. It means a lot to me. All right, pull out the old chainsaw. There we go. I'm gonna take this down right here. Perfect. So as you can see, we are doing decently good. We're just making our way through this tree. Now, the one thing you will notice with the whole lumber operation in this game is it's very messy. I mean, you are going to be left with like so much stuff. It is like if you were just to do like a standard tree like we're doing right here, and I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you how much you can make off of one tree, and try to show you the most that I can here as far as like cleaning it up goes. And it is a long, drawn out process for one tree. Now some people, there is a whole aspect where you can do nothing but lumber, you know, like be a forester in this game. You can make a lot of money off of it. Now there was a glitch for a while. This thing is moving on me. Quit you moving. I'm gonna stop that right now. I'm just gonna cut you. I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna cut you right there. That'll get you to quit moving. There we go. Alright, so the big piece still going, the rest of it not. Let's kind of see if we can't clear some of this out. Yeah, there we go. Just kind of come over here, do a little cleanup work. Sometimes it gets glitched back in and it's back over here again. There we go, just like that, just like that. You don't really know where they're at all the time. Alright, perfect. So there we go. We just got a bunch of logs now. That is great. What was the one I was working on? I think it's rolled on top of right now. But that's alright. Alright, we're going to buck this up even further, which means we're going to cut this down into what you would assume is like a good enough area. So I'm going to say like right here. And sometimes you can't see it. You got to go above it, like a foot above it, to where you can see the blade. You can't really see the blade. Like you can see it right there. But you kind of want it like above it. There we go. What would be the equivalent of about a foot above it. And then just keep it on going. Alright, so it's going to cut down to that little piece right there. We'll come over here. We'll cut this one right there. You just don't want any like abnormally large pieces. Alright. Let's go ahead and cut this one up. Could have probably took that one, but safer than sorry. That one there might be good. Alright. So we have all this, and you're saying, FireWilley, what do I do now? Do I just like click on these things and they just like magically get sold? Not exactly. Now is when you get to get the real work done. We have to purchase one more thing, and really, so like the chainsaw cost us 1,000. The forestry equipment, we need this sucker right here. The FHL 13AK costs about 54 grand. There's not really anything smaller than that. You can use this, and you can use oh, where is it? Like here you got the telehandler, which has a grabber right there, a log fork. But I'm gonna show you guys how to use this thing right here. So 54,000, and we're gonna go ahead, and it is parked up at the shop. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over here, and the reason why I'm taking this, and I think was it this one, I believe. Okay, no, that one doesn't require that. I prefer the same tractor that we're using. And no, I'm not saying like the same tractor as if another tractor. It's the name of the tractor is same. Is because this thing here requires 250 horsepower, and this thing here is the wood chipper, which we're probably not going to use right now, at least to my knowledge. We may use it, I don't know. But we're just going to go ahead and use that one because it doesn't require too much horsepower. But I do prefer this tractor. See right there, you can see it in the back window. Same. This is my heavy duty guy right now at the moment. We'll get new ones later on, don't worry. But for the moment, this is my big boy. Not really that big, but he gets the job done. Alright, so it's gonna be sitting up here waiting. Just like this. Alright. Ta-da! Alright. So we will take this thing. Let's see if I can get my driving skills down. I'm learning. I'm not running into too much anymore. So this whole thing is set up to grab the logs. I'm going to drive around this car right here. And just put them all on this trailer right here so we can take them to the lumber yard. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, so I'm at about $200,000 right now. So I've spent, you know, about 60 grand-ish. Between purchasing equipment and hiring workers, so. Which is pretty good. It's a nice little tractor, though. I do like it. I do like it. Alright, so we're going to need to set ourselves up here in a spot where I think I can grab everything. And luckily there's not a lot of trees in our way, so we don't have a lot obstructing our view. Alright, so let's set this up. Alright, so we're just going to do... Okay. Got logs in my way. Logs in my way. You can see them move. They can be very glitchy. Let's try this. Alright, so we're going to pick right here. How is the tractor doing? Okay, it's about 88%. Let's do this. Let's just stop him right here. I really don't want to wait the extra 10%. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and fill this guy up, go cash him out real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, about 48,000 back in the bank there after that little transaction, and we are back. Alright, so you're going to sit here on top of this guy, and there's lots of moving. You just basically got to get the mouse and just start going crazy. Ooh, first thing we need to do, though, is fold out the support feet. So those things will go down. There we go. Now I can move around a lot better. Basically, the left mouse does this, and it goes up and down. Ooh. And if you right-click the mouse, basically controls this one. You can also go further out or further in, and yeah, it can be just like it can be a major pain. And if you click both of them, that thing will twist around if you move it side to side, and if you go up, it goes like that, and down, it goes like that. So, kind of got like a whole smorgasbord. It definitely takes some getting used to, but once you're actually used to it, you can kind of go crazy. Now, there's different things you can do too that can be pretty fun, like that right there. That kind of makes everything go haywire, and that's kind of when you know I might not be doing this correctly. Alright, so you're going to want to do the best you can to get this as centered as possible. Oop. There we go. Right, that up. That down. Alright. And we're just going to do that. Wonder if I can pick up these both. I know I can pick up two at once. I've picked up most, but let's see if I can get both of these. Ooh. Nope, just the one it looks like. Alright, so I think I have this thing tight in my grasp. I'm going to pick it up like that. You're going to want to drag it over the top of the trailer, like so. Go ahead and turn it slightly. Bring it down like so. And if you can just kind of drop it like that. Alright, so one. Alright, let's try to get this far one over here. Ooh, too far. Like I say, you got to really move around with the with your view. There is, however, this view that you can deal with. I'm not a big fan of that view, though. Alright, let's try this. And pick her up. Perfect. And I always try to get it centered, because when you pick it up sideways, that's when That's when things just go wrong. Now, the one thing you don't want to try to do now, like you gotta, it's amazing how careful you have to be. Because, like, watch, if I go like this and I put it out as far as I can, the whole thing tries to just tip over. So it's easier just to kind of keep it as close as possible. Alright, so we'll move this over the trailer, like so. Alright, we'll just drop it in there. Bing! Alright, any other big pieces I can grab? There's a bunch of small ones. This is where the log fork kind of comes more into play, so. Alright, nothing I can really grab two at once. I can try and grab those. Let's see here, see if I can. Alright, turn this thing around like that. There. Alright, come on. You can grab them. Alright. Let's picking one up. Alright, let's see if I can't line it up with this one. No. A little more. A little more. Okay, now we'll try. No. Come on now, you can do it. Oh, come on, you kidding me? Come on, there we go. Okay, I think I got them. Perfect. All right, bring them in. Now these ones are longer. That's the drawback. And as you can see, the trailer is not really that big because we cut those pieces pretty small, the ones that I put in there, and they barely fit in the trailer. Luckily, there's not realistic damage on here. Otherwise, if I do stuff like this, where I actually hit the tractor, the tractor's glass would break, and I'd be out about, what was it, 150 grand for that thing. Alright, so we'll turn this. Ooh. It is very, very touchy. Okay, so for these ones here, you kind of don't want them to fall off the edge because they are so long. So we're just going to kind of maneuver this so slightly. Get it as far up towards what you call the bang board here, which is the big board here. Okay, I'll kind of see if I can't bang against it. That thing. The front end here, like right below me there, that the back end of these trees are hidden. There we go. Perfect, just like that. Okay, so we're just going to take this part here, because I really don't want to sit here and bore you guys while I try to grab all these trees. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this, so it holds them down. We're going to get off of that. Take a look and see what we got here. Now we grabbed, what is it, like two good round logs and 2 longer logs. So we'll head into the tractor. Oops, hold on. I forgot one thing. I have to pick that up. There we go. Otherwise it makes it kind of hard to drive. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take off. Now when you drive, you got to be careful, especially if you have longer logs. You don't want them to fall off the back. So we're going to head over here to the lumber yard, and you can see it if you hit the map. It's down in the very far left-hand corner, which we're fairly close to, so we're going to head over there, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so we are near the lumber yard. It's just right down here. I don't know why this thing is playing tricks on me with this weird views. Sometimes it'll take it if you drive right over it. We'll see if it does. I think they fixed a glitch where it doesn't do that anymore. Nope, they're going ahead and doing it. Well, they did it for one anyways. So I'm at 253. I just had 248. So you make a little bit off that. I don't know why it only took one. Will it take one again? Interesting. Let's see if I can do this again. Because typically you got to pick them up and actually just drop them in there. Nope. Okay. So it took the two big ones. So I'm at about 259,000 right now. But it used to be to where you could get like 20 grand per log, sometimes even up to 90 grand per log. And it was an easy way to make a lot of money. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and get this up like this. Like so. And we will just, let me go ahead and put this down. There we go. Alright, so I will go ahead and grab these. Let's see if I grabbed them correctly or not. Nope, I didn't. The view is all of a sudden playing lots of tricks on me and I don't like it. Alright, so we'll try this again. Pick them both up. There we go. Like so. And all you got to do is just kind of like float it over the top here. And it should sell them just like that. There we go. Okay, so I'm at $263,000. So I've made back my money just off that one tree on what it cost here. I'm considering the fact that I actually, I made about like 20 grand basically. I didn't really make back my money because I had my harvesters going and whatnot. But oops, let me get back in here. Pick that up like that, and we're back in the tractor, and away we go. Now the smart thing to do is to come over here and actually physically place down trees, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, where are they? I never really mess with this stuff. Placeables, right there. Alright, so there's all these choices you have for placeables, all stuff that we'll get into later. And you can kind of pick trees. Now, if you want to use one of the bigger, the bigger things like the Scorpion King, they only do certain types of trees. I don't remember which kind of tree it is, but either way, this is like $7,000 per tree. So I'll go ahead and I'll put down a fir tree, and it's gonna come over here right next to me, and you can see right here, like where it is. Now, if you get too close, it'll tell you this thing where you can't place it and whatnot. But you can go ahead and like right here I can't place it, right here I can. So the closest you can get to the actual area is like that right there, and all you do is click and you place it, click, you place it, click, you place it, and you can just continue on. So that brings us up to here, and you can see the three trees that we just put down are these big bad boys right over here. These suckers. These things. And so you can just come over here, quickly chop them down, and then it's just a very short little drive right down the road right there to where you need to go to actually get the job done. So that's it. That's basically the basics of logging. There's going to be a lot more to come. I know you're thinking, what are you going to do with the rest that you have sitting over there? And I'll just eventually pick them up. With the very small pieces that I can't pick up or anything like that, I might purchase the wood chipper and just chip them up. If you want to, with the wood chipper, it has like a little offshoot, kind of like a snowblower does, where it just throws the snow. And you can throw that in the back. You can throw the wood chips into the back of a tipper, and you can either store them in your storage area there at your farm, or you can sell them over at the biomass heating plant, which is right next to the lumber yard. The money's not the best in the world. Definitely not worth it as far as I can say, but If that's something you want to get into, try it out, have at it. I may do a video later on to kind of show you how to do that if you guys demand it enough. And then, of course, there is the stump that is left behind, and if you want to get rid of that, all you gotta do is go to the forestry equipment, and is it that thing? Yeah, that little thing right there. This thing connects to the back end of your tractor, and it's got these that come down, and they'll grab onto the ground so you don't really move. And then this thing right here has just got a giant grinder on the back end. You just lower that on top of the stump, and it just grinds it up. Doesn't give you any wood chips, doesn't sell anything, nothing like that. So it basically, the stump is worth nothing to you, other than the fact that when you drive, if you were to happen to drive over the stump, it can cause a little bit of havoc. We'll go ahead and try and drive over the stump right now. You can kind of see it in the ground right there. That's why I get as close to the ground as I can. And let's see, did I actually get it? Where is it? I think she drove right over. Okay, it's right there. I believe it's right there. Yeah. Luckily, it's small enough to where it's not really causing me any havoc. But you can see the stump here. Right, like so. If it was a little bit higher, but that's why I get low to the ground. Kind of get out of the way of that. But it'll just chop that right up for you so everything's out of the way. But yeah. Ooh, that's nice. I like how it has the dirt there. But yeah, that's everything you basically need to know. I'm going to come over here and clean the rest of this up and probably sell the rest of it off. Probably not for that much. You kind of want to go for the bigger trees if you do decide to get into the logging. I do recommend... it gets to the point where all you do is you grab that, you grab it by one whole tree, and you just drag it over, and you get like 20 grand for every like 3 minutes basically. Place the trees where I told you to place it, just chop it at the bottom, and that thing right there just grabs it as a whole tree and just drags it over, and it's like 20 grand. Done deal. And that's a good way that you can make a lot of money really fast. So, but it gets kind of boring because you're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. Kind of takes away from the fun of the whole aspect of the game, of the whole farming simulator. It basically turns it into chop down a tree, grab it, and make money simulator, and that's pretty much it, which is no fun at all. So that's going to do it for us today, guys. So we want to thank you guys for hanging out with me for the last 30 plus minutes. A little bit longer episode, but that's alright. I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of this up, go turn it in, and we will see you guys in the next episode. So until next time, everybody, I'm FireWilley, of course. Leave your comments and likes and subscriptions. I do appreciate them all. And until next time, everybody, I'm FireWilley, of course, and I will see you later.